Hello, welcome to WFUZ-TV. I'm Blair Castro, here with Thomas Jenkins, and we have Brett Gaar back in the studio with us today. Brett, thank you so much for coming in. We wanted to ask you, why should people vote for you this coming Tuesday? The runoff is only 4 or 5 days away, so give us the answer on why we should get out and vote for you.
Well, thank you, Blair, and Thomas, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity. Please get out and vote. I am running because I want to help Baldwin County. I think it needs some help, and I think I have a unique background in environmental compliance and engineering that it would be helpful to the county. And I have the time now that I haven't had in my life, and I want to use that opportunity to help the county. The county's been good to my family, and it's a great place to live, and I want to help. So please get out and vote.
So what qualities would you say that you have versus your candidate that makes you the most qualified for this seat?
Well, number one, I have a long history in the county. My family's been here for a long time, and I think that's a big advantage because I know the county very well. I've been a volunteer for the county for nearly 30 years, and as working on the County Environmental Advisory Committee and as a Board of Adjustments member. And that plus living here, plus what I did for a living as an environmental compliance officer for Volkert and environmental scientist gives me a unique perspective for what the county needs. So I think that's a good fit for being a county commissioner.
What would you say to people that, number one, we had low voter turnout the first time, and going into the runoff is probably going to be, unfortunately, even lower than the initial primary vote. What would you tell people to get them incentivized to go vote, and why is this important? Why should they care? And specifically, why should they care about this particular county commission seat?
I think it's very important for voters to get out and vote if you want to see the county move in the direction you think it should, and you need to support that candidate you think is going to do that. And if you don't do that, you might get a lot more of the same that you don't like. So I hope you would get out and support the candidate that's going to put the county in the best position, both from an infrastructure standpoint and environmental protection standpoint.
So a lot of people, development is the hot button issue right now. What would you say your general thoughts on development are? Would you say you are an anti-development candidate, a balanced development, a pro-development? How do you describe your thoughts on that?
I would consider myself a moderate on development. I mean, some development is okay, but I think we probably fit 50 years worth of development into the last 10, and that's overdevelopment. I think we have to have some development for our economy, but with all of the subdivisions going up, that's I don't think that helps Baldwin County that much. It puts a lot of pressure on our infrastructure, and when I say infrastructure, schools, hospitals, utilities, roads, drainage, all of it. And I think there's a better way to do that, and we got to be smart about it.
What future do you envision for Baldwin County if you're able to help guide it?
There would be more open space, and there would be incentives for farmers to keep farming where they can. Certainly, there are places that they can't. There would be, and they would be incentivized to keep those places rural.
So the same thing goes with solar farms, I would say. I understand the incentive to want to sell your land for top dollar. And just like being turned into a subdivision, it could be turned into a solar farm. You can't really control what it's turned into if there's not zoning in place, and if there's not, people looking out for you at a local and county and state level, I think.
Yeah, I think the solar fields are incentive coming down from the federal level is what's causing this. And if there wasn't federal money involved in the solar business, we wouldn't be having the conversation. So I hate to see any community, not just Baldwin County, have to deal with, and from what I understand, it's happening everywhere. But you know, we're trying to offset incentives at the federal level, and that's not the way that's supposed to work. I understand where the reason for they were trying to incentivize green infrastructure, but you don't go level 2,000 acres of trees
Hmm.
for green infrastructure. That's counterproductive.
Right.
Who are some of the people or groups that have endorsed you, and what do you think those endorsements say about you as a person and your experience?
I've had quite a few personal endorsements from individuals, not that many political endorsements, but I haven't really pursued them either. Mayor Helmick and Foley endorsed me, and then I was glad to have that. And the reason I am glad to have it is because I've known Ralph a long time, and he's very involved in some conservation work that I'm involved with at Wolf Bay Watershed. And so I've gotten to know him, I've known him my whole life, but really gotten to know that side of him. And I'm glad to have people like that endorse me because of conservation advocacy. Skipper Townsmeyer, Andrew Saunders, great businessmen, and done very well in business, but they're also big advocates for conservation. And I've served on some boards with them, and those guys are my heroes. It's kind of people I like to associate with because they do what I want to do.
The Common Sense campaign also endorsed you, I saw, in the upcoming runoff here. So it's good to have that grassroots support from them as well.
Absolutely, it is, and I'm very appreciative to that group for that. Um, and they endorsed Tracy, but after the uh, primary, they regrouped and decided to endorse me. So that says a lot for them to look forward, and they didn't stop at the primary. They took it on into the runoff. So that's great, and I'm very thankful to have that.
And the fact that Tracy endorsed you, so your former opponent has come out and put her support behind you and are telling all her supporters to vote for you. So I think that is, should not be overlooked as well because she could have went either way or stayed silent, but she chose to make that endorsement. So
Absolutely. Tracy's been great, and she's been a trooper, man. She's been working hard, probably harder than I have to get me elected. She's really going at it, and she's out talking to all her supporters and a lot that weren't her supporters. So I'm very thankful to Tracy for what she's doing.
remind everybody when it is that they could go vote, and can you tell people again why they should vote for you on Tuesday, June 16th, which is right around the corner?
I would love to have your vote on June 16th, which is this Tuesday. I'm running because I want to make Baldwin County an even better place than it is. I think we live in one of the best places in the world, and I've been all over the United States. I think 44 states out of 50, and I've seen some pretty places, but there's none any better than Baldwin County, and it needs our help. We got to take care of it. We can't just assume that it's going to be there. And when I say that, I'm talking about our rivers, our bays, not just our beaches. We got to take care of all of it. And that's what I'm here. So please vote for me June 16th. Thank you.